On Friday, Tony Blair was recalled to face more questions at John Chilcot's Iraq inquiry. Since his last attendance, the inquiry took evidence from other witnesses, including the former head of MI5 and former Attorney General. Their verbal evidence seems to directly contradict Blair's version of events in the lead-up to the invasion of Iraq.
Whatever he's asked in there by Chilcot, by the hand-picked inquiry members, whatever their report says, his war crimes in Iraq are going to stay with him for the rest of his life, and wherever he appears, we will be there. This was an illegal war. The United Nations did not sanction it. It was fought to supposedly disarm Saddam Hussein of weapons of mass destruction he did not have.
It's an extraordinary thing that a Prime Minister is recalled to an inquiry like this, and he's been recalled because his evidence is in contradiction to that of other witnesses, and people will know that either they lied or he lied, and that is, in itself is a quite remarkable thing. I think Tony Blair's reputation as a politician has been conclusively shredded in front of the British public, and they now await a judicial process which would hold him properly to account.
Justice prevail!
Blair in jail! Tony Blair should be behind bar answering for those getting killed and maimed in Iraq today. This inquiry should be looking at the conditions of the Iraqi people. It should be held in Baghdad. It should be held in the Iraqi cities that were devastated by Tony Blair and George Bush's decision to go to war of aggression against the Iraqi people based on a pack of lies.
Tony Blair!
Terrorists!
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 Tony Blair!
Well, it's hobbled from the start. I mean, you know, they don't have the power to instruct people to attend. They don't have the power to instruct the government to release various different documents. And most outrageously of all, they're not even allowed to comment on the question of legality or illegality of the war, which is, after all, the question everyone's concerned about.
Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now!
Tony Blair!
To the Hague!
Tony Blair!
To the Hague!
Tony Blair!
To the Hague!
Tony Blair!
To the Hague! It is about the basic right of people to know when their sons and daughters are going to be sent to die in another country. It is about the basic right of people to know what their government is doing when it is planning the genocide of a nation. It is an absolute disgrace that the Chilcot inquiry will not, cannot tell us the truth. If that wasn't the purpose of the inquiry, what was the purpose of the inquiry? Why are we wasting more money on an inquiry which won't tell us the truth?
Blair, who did not speak under oath at the Iraq inquiry, has accrued an estimated £20 million in wealth since stepping down as Prime Minister, including a $1 million Peace Prize from Israel and £4.6 million from his memoirs entitled The Journey. It is the protesters' hope that the end of Tony Blair's journey will be at the International Criminal Court at The Hague.
Prevail!
Blair in jail!
Justice prevail!
Blair in jail!
As long as Tony Blair is around, we will be around. We will catch him and we put him on trial to face up to the vile deeds he committed against the Palestinian people, against the Lebanese people, against the Iraqi people and Afghani people as well. He should be stopped. This should never be repeated again anywhere in the world.
Justice prevail!
Blair in jail!
And whatever questions he's asked in there, the great majority of the British people already know the truth. The war in Iraq was a war crime, the greatest crime of our century. Tony Blair should be in The Hague, not before Chilcot, to answer for it, and we are going to be following him for the rest of his life until he gets there.
All the money that's been spent in Iraq and all the lives that have been lost, who has benefited? The arms manufacturers, the oil companies, the security companies, the security forces and the state as a whole. It's up to us to look for a world based on peace, based on justice, based on the sharing of resources, not the war to grab resources from those that desperately need them. Well done for being here. Stick with it for peace, stick with it for justice, stick with it for a better, safer and fairer world. Thank you.